How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Real Night. Last time we left off on a pretty suspenseful note in that Iroh was injured in that final battle with Azula. Everybody kind of uniting against her in that final moment. Zuko and he are now reunited, so I'm thinking Zuko's probably going to be taking care of him. Maybe let go of the blue spirit for a little bit. I guess we'll see. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment down below. All right, enough talk. Let's roll it. Bitter work. Maybe something to do with taste, or maybe the bitterness of a person.
Today's the day!
This looks like the Great Divide, though.
I'm finally starting Earthbending. Sokka? Oh, you're still sleeping, huh?
Perceptive.
Good morning, Earthbending student!
Good morning, Sifu Toph.
Hey, you never call me Sifu Katara.
Well, if you think I should.
Toph is like his official teacher. Katara's more like his training partner. Although, you know, she did teach him in the beginning, but they're kind of learning together.
Move a rock.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
You've got to be steady and strong. Rock is a stubborn element. If you're going to move it, you've got to be like a rock yourself.
Hungar. Relying too much on that air.
I got you, Dad!
Zuko and Iroh. Oh, no. It's Iroh's son.
My beloved Lieutenant, I will see you again.
Uncle, you were unconscious.
It's kind of messed up, but destiny is definitely a heavy aspect in this show. And while the death of his son is very, you know, sad and heart-wrenching, and I wouldn't wish it upon him or anyone in that case, but that happening really opened his eyes to life and its value. If it wasn't for Iroh, Zuko definitely wouldn't be in the position that he's in right now. I'm sure we're going to get some more looks into how he acted before that event happened, but I don't know if he was as thoughtful and wise in a all-encompassing sense then versus now.
I hope I made it the way you like it.
Good. Bracing.
Wake you up, at least.
Been thinking. I'm going to need to know more advanced firebending if I want to stand a chance against her.
She's crazy and she needs to go down.
Yeah. I wonder why the blue spirit theme here. Maybe it's just a mix of Zuko's theme. Maybe that's just a portion of it.
You've got to stop thinking like an airbender. You've got to face it head on. And when I say head on, I mean like this.
Whoa!
I've been training Aang for a while now.
I guess she is training him then, but...
And praise, kind words. If he's doing something wrong...
That's not really the impression that I got.
A gentle nudge. I'll try that. Keep your knees high, Twinkle Toes!
I mean, props to Aang. That boulder is probably heavy as hell. Trying to hit the mole with the hammer. Ooh, I wonder if that was like a kind of a nod, being that, you know, earthbending and badger moles. Like a stone ball or something. Oh! I don't think we've seen anything like that before. Armor out of earth, that's cool. Kettlebell swings.
You're
It's like a donkey.
cute, but unfortunately for you, you're made of meat.
Yeah. I don't know what it is with Sokka and trying to get all these like snacks. He wanted to eat Momo and now he wants to eat this thing? Like there's nothing on these things.
Lightning is a pure expression of firebending, without aggression.
Okay.
To perform the technique requires peace of mind.
That's why we're drinking tea.
Oh yeah, good point.
He just likes tea. Interesting that Azula has peace of mind.
The energy is both yin and yang. Positive energy and negative energy. Only a select few firebenders can separate these energies. This creates an imbalance. The energy wants to restore balance, And in the moment the positive and negative energy come crashing back together, you provide release and guidance, creating lightning.
It's a cool way to describe it. I mean, it is rather scientific, honestly, because that's kind of how lightning is formed in general.
I'm ready to try it.
Remember,
First time we're seeing Iroh actually do it. I mean, that was his first attempt, so.
This way, you'll really have to sense the vibrations of the boulder to stop it.
Yeah.
You blew it! If you're not tough enough to stop the rock, then you could at least give it the pleasure of smushing you instead of...
It reminded me of some of my drill sergeants.
Why can't I do it?
you will not be able to master lightning until you have dealt with the turmoil inside you.
What turmoil? I'm as proud as ever.
Prince Zuko, pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. True humility is the only antidote to shame. I will teach you a firebending move that even Azula doesn't know, because I made it up myself.
If I get out of this alive, it's a karmically correct vegetarian existence for me.
Yeah, that's a big step for Sokka.
Hey, looks like my karma's already paying off.
Now come back, Boomerang.
Kind of takes me back to when Momo first came around, bringing Sokka food.
If fire and water are opposites, then what's the opposite of air?
I guess it's Earth.
That's why it's so hard for you to get this. You're working with your natural opposite. But
I mean, he's already bended fire.
Fire is the element of power. Earth is the element of substance. Air is the element of freedom. Also, they apparently had pretty good senses of humor. Water is the element of change. It is the combination of the four elements in one person that makes the Avatar so powerful. But it can make you more powerful too. You see, the technique I am about to teach you is one I learned by studying the waterbenders.
Maybe we will get some Zuko waterbending. Zuko gonna learn some waterbending?
Actually, I'd prefer if you didn't. That's an antique, handcrafted by the monks. It's a delicate instrument.
Well, I mean, we know how much Aang cares about relics. Nod to the walking sticks that a lot of people that are blind will use.
We'll find him faster if we split up.
If I can just get out of this situation alive, I will give up meat and sarcasm. It's pretty much my whole identity. Sokka, the meat, and...
I mean, his boomerang.
I used to be Boomerang guy.
But I'm willing to be Sokka, the veggies and straight talk fellow. Aang! Thank goodness! Have you got any meat?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Didn't last too long.
You're gonna pull my fingers off,
Oh.
and I don't think the rest...
Perfect scenario for Aang to learn some earthbending.
Bet I can airbend you out of here.
No.
I could use a little earthbending here.
I can't do it.
Come on, Aang. You gotta try.
Everyone expects me to get it right away. If I try, I fail. But if I don't try, I'm never gonna get it.
Aang, this is my friend, Fufu Cuddly Poops.
Aw, what a cute name for a little baby saber-toothed moose lion cub.
Really?
Saber-toothed moose lion. Okay.
What you doing out here, little guy? Did you lose your mama?
Yeah, I bet those things grow huge. Yeah. Moose. Dangerous already, but a saber-toothed moose.
You can teach me to redirect lightning?
Okay.
You must create a pathway from your fingertips, up your arm to your shoulder, then down into your stomach. The stomach is the source of energy in your body. It is called the Sea of Chi. Only
Sea of Chi. I mentioned last episode that firebending was kind of like how Chi is in martial arts.
you must not let the lightning pass through your heart, where the damage could be deadly. Can you feel your own Chi flowing in, down, up, and out?
I think so.
Come on, you've got to feel the flow.
Man, Iroh hitting the moves. He definitely has the flow.
If you're lucky, you will never have to use this technique at all.
Probably have to use it with Azula. But
Well, if you won't help me, I'll find my own lightning.
Again, Zuko?
Hey there. We found your cub.
He'll probably come back, though. He's probably just looking for that lightning.
Aang, this is bad. You gotta get me out of here.
More dangerous than that rock.
Please, Aang, you have to earthbend me out. There's no other way.
It's interesting that they're kind of showing that his feet are still like sort of coming off the ground rather than planting down. I don't know if that was just like the animators, but that was a detail they were including there. Nice little subtlety.
What are you doing here?
Just enjoying the show.
Why didn't you do something?
Neutral Jing.
Didn't occur to me.
I think Aang's forgetting about that.
You just stood your ground against a crazy beast. And even more impressive, you stood your ground against me. You've got the stuff. But do it! You did it! You're an Earthbender.
You found him!
The whole time I was in that hole, guys.
Hey, Katara, look what I can do! Appa! I can earthbend now. The key is being completely rooted, physically and mentally unmovable. Whoa!
I want to know what Sokka was going to say there, though.
You've always thrown everything you could at me. Well, I can take it, and now I can give it back! Come on! Strike me! You've never held back before!
I love Zuko's story so much. It's so like tragic, and you really feel for him at the end of the day. Like, I think it was super hilarious that he said he'd already found inner peace or something like that in this episode. Like, no, not at all. Not at all. Still heavily tumultuous interior. Aang's first introduction to Earth here. We've seen him already firebend. We've seen him waterbend. Earth was the last thing, and I guess the hardest thing, as they said. I think this episode really tackled a lot of the broader themes of the show as a whole, just sort of all the elements working together. As Iroh was talking about here, we got a recurrence of the yin and yang, and it was interesting that Iroh learned to redirect the lightning based on waterbending, because you do kind of see that. I believe waterbending Tai Chi, but the movements that waterbenders in general use does really mirror the flow, as Iroh was saying in the episode, but just the flow of redirection. And I think that's really cool. And again, that's speaking to the interconnectedness of all these elements. It's cool to see that a lot of these logical conclusions that I'm coming to, or that they're leading me to, are being brought back up and confirmed for me, because when things are predictable in a logical way, or can be put together in a logical way, I think it shows solid writing, especially for a fantasy type of world, because if you can logically assume some things just based on other things, then I think they've done their job well. If you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment down below. We have episode number 10 on the docket, so let's roll it. Library.
What's out here?
There's hundreds of little...
Shh. I know you can see underground, but don't ruin the surprise.
It's a gopher charmer.
We should be making plans.
We're all picking mini vacations.
I practice hard every day with Toph and Katara. I've been training my arrow off.
Yeah. What's
His
wrong
arrow.
with having a little fun in our
We need some intelligence if we're gonna win this war.
Where would you like to go on your mini vacation?
How about the Misty
So Sozin's Comet is supposed to be coming in summer, so...
It's one of nature's wonders. Must have changed ownership since I was here.
In the past 100 years, yeah. Drought going on, sounds like. Did that guy just spit? Oh, his face is almost the same color as his clothes. I thought he had like a mask on. He just spit through it. Nice. Seems a little bit overpriced too. A whole gold for that.
Excuse me.
No worries. I clean up easy.
You're a living relic. Professor Zay, head of anthropology at Ba Sing Se University.
Doesn't even care about the drink.
You've made a lot of trips into the desert.
But I haven't managed to find the crown jewel, Wan Shi Tong's library.
Guess that's where we're going this time.
It is said to contain a vast collection of knowledge, and knowledge is priceless. Wan Shi Tong and his knowledge seekers collected books from all over the world so that we might better ourselves.
It's like the Eye of Sophia a little bit.
I'd like to spend my vacation at the library!
Long desert, and almost died each time. I'm afraid that desert's...
Yeah, he didn't have Appa.
Professor, would you like to see our sky bison?
A sky bison? Sandbenders! Shoo! Away from the bison!
I bet you that's a take on like sand people. That's cool. Sandbenders. So they kind of have that same design, although they are, you know, humans, it looks like.
Oh, the stories this beast could tell. Shush, chatty monkey.
Yeah, Momo probably has a lot of stories of his own. Probably is based on the Eye of Sophia.
There it is! That's what it will sound like when one of you spots it.
Oh, Toph. I guess she is completely blind up here. She's not bending any earth to see anything here.
Down there. What's that?
The building in this drawing is enormous.
Well, yeah, it looks like one of the towers of it. It's probably buried.
I think that was one of the knowledge...
Look! It's completely buried.
Gonna need to bend some sand. And I'm sure Aang could use some airbending too.
My life's ambition is now full of sand.
Well, time to start excavating.
I say we climb up there and give it a look.
I've held books before, and I gotta tell you, they don't exactly do it for me.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It is easy to forget that she is blind, but I wonder if they have Braille in this universe. I'm sure they do, but...
What's up?
The spirit spared no expense in designing this place.
Owls.
Those beautiful buttresses. What's funny?
I know you're back there.
Hello, I'm Professor Zay, head of anthropology at Ba Sing Se University.
You should leave the way you came. Unless you want to become a stuffed head of anthropology.
Look like a fly something and a frog something else.
Humans only bother learning things to get the edge on other humans. Like that firebender who came to this place a few...
Oh, this is where Zhao found yin and yang. That they had physical...
Who are you trying to destroy?
What?
Physical forms.
We will not abuse the knowledge in your library, good spirit. You have my word.
To prove your worth as scholars, you have to contribute some worthwhile knowledge.
So I wonder if this is in the spirit realm. If it's kind of like an in-between sort of thing. Or if this is all physical too.
I have an authentic waterbending scroll.
Oh, these illustrations are quite stylish.
I wonder if that was the one from the pirate's ship.
I suppose...
Wanted poster.
You're not very bright, are you? Enjoy the library.
Bright enough to fool you.
Maybe not.
You like flying? Of course, I'm more comfortable on the ground where I can see. But the sand is so loose and shifty, it makes everything look fuzzy.
Foxy helpers. Oh, that looked like Chinese statue of the lion, I believe. I might be remembering wrong.
The darkest day in Fire Nation history. I want to know what happened to the Fire Nation on their darkest day. This could be promising.
Firebenders.
They destroyed everything having to do with the Fire Nation.
Was that another move by Zhao? Seems like something he would do.
Seems it's trying to assist you.
Ah, it's like an Ori.
It's a planetarium that shows the heavens moving.
This is beautiful, but How is
It's like a time machine, maybe.
Maybe these dials represent dates and times. Sokka, try entering that date.
Does it like actively record what goes on in the real world? That's really cool. Yin and yang in the middle there.
Hey, wait. What happened to the sun?
Great. You must have broken it.
An eclipse.
the sun is behind the moon? It's a solar eclipse. Now I get it. Something awful happened on that day. I don't know what, but I do
They must have cut off their power too.
lose their bending during a solar eclipse. Sorry.
I mean, think of what the lunar eclipse at the North Pole did to the waterbenders.
Yeah.
We've got to get this information to the Earth King at Ba Sing Se.
Are so predictable and such terrible liars.
It really depends on if the comet is going to come first or if the eclipse would come first. I don't know if they can make the eclipse happen.
You intended to misuse this knowledge for evil purposes. I'm taking my knowledge back. No one will ever...
He's going back to the spirit realm.
He's sinking the building. We've got to get out of here.
I'm afraid I can't allow that. You already know too much.
Oh my gosh.
Library's sinking!
Toph has a lot of strength behind her. What are you doing?
I beg you, do not destroy your...
Yeah, dude is... There's gonna be no negotiating here.
Aang, come with me to the planetarium. I need cover.
He's gonna get some knowledge for himself.
What?
Are those the sandbenders?
That's it! The solar eclipse!
Okay, so when is it gonna happen? Oh, man, these things really want Appa.
Don't make me put this down!
Oh yeah, she can't really see.
I'm sorry, Appa.
Yeah. Interesting horror aspect that we're getting here.
At least I'll have one specimen to add to my collection.
Yeah, that is the type of owl that'll hunt rodents, you know, field mice and stuff.
I've studied northern water style, southern water style, even foggy swamp style.
Foggy swamp style, that's what it's called.
That's called Sokka style. Learn it!
Knocked him out.
I'm not leaving. I can't. I've spent too long trying to find this place. There's not another collection of knowledge like this on Earth.
You're gonna go to the spirit realm.
Spend an eternity in here.
Man, yeah, Toph was the MVP of that. I guess the professor is just...
Where's Appa?
Oh, and that's where we're gonna end it, really? So I guess we're gonna be continuing on with this location next episode, because we gotta find Appa. Can't just leave him to the sand people. I wonder what they want with him. Do they want to like eat him or something? Like, is that what they're going for there? I wouldn't surprise me in this type of environment. They want the Wagyu. We have a key element from this episode now, the solar eclipse being a huge weak spot for the Fire Nation, happening in a couple months. From that knowledge, I'm assuming that we're still sort of in the spring, so we do have a little bit of time to do some stuff. Got some background on some stuff with Zhao here. We also got a recurring element of that erasing history factor that the Fire Nation continues to do. I first mentioned it in the Return to Omashu when Azula was going to rename the city New Ozai, and now we have the aspect of them literally erasing all the information in that library about the Fire Nation. I mean, they missed one piece, one key piece, but I guess that's just because it was in a different section. So The professor, he said knowledge is, priceless or something like that. He didn't say the exact saying, but the saying usually goes, knowledge is power. So if you erase the ability to gain that knowledge and then keep that knowledge for yourself and a select few, then you really cement your stance and your power base there. These 2 episodes were good. Not as good as the previous 2 in my opinion, but still entertaining. In Bitter Work, we got Aang bending Earth for the first time outside of the Avatar state, and quite a few knowledge and wisdom drops from Iroh. I'm happy to see Zuko and Iroh reunited, and I hope they stick together moving forward, even though Zuko alone was one of the best episodes I've seen so far. Aang conquering the fear and cowardice he was experiencing in this episode was great to see, and now he's officially learned all the elements. The next step is to master each. Although he needs a new firebending teacher since Zhang isn't in the picture anymore, so I don't know how that situation is going to be remedied. They haven't really addressed it. The library brought us a key piece of information that they need to bring to Ba Sing Se. However, with Appa captured, they're probably going to have a rough time of it. Appa has been side by side with Aang from the start, so this has to be a heavy hit for him. And it'll be interesting to see how he handles it and how the Avatar crew handle the situation that they're in now. We saw what happened when General Fong was threatening Katara in the first episode of the 2nd season. I can only imagine the level of emotion and frustration that Aang is going to be feeling from Appa's capture. Not too much to add to these 2 episodes other than stuff I've already said. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.